Animals have always been my passion since I was a tiny child. First it started with birds in the garden and then broadened out to other creatures. Fascination with wildlife and then with farm animals too, and every type of animal. In my teens I learned about how farm animals are kept and I was horrified by that. Duke, come on! Thinking about our food, where it's come from, how the animals were reared is so important. Everything we put on our plate has a history, and if it's meat, milk or eggs, part of that history is affecting the life of another living creature. That's the reality of it, and we can choose 3 times a day whether we make that history, that story, a good one or one that is based on cruelty. And factory farming is the ultimate out of sight, out of mind. The animals are behind closed doors, and the meat and milk that comes from those factory farms is labelled in ways which disguise the truth. Farm fresh, country fresh, when actually it's fresh from a factory farm. What people don't realise is that pigs are as intelligent as dogs. And what kind of outcry would there be if people thought that their beloved dogs were being kept in the same way as pigs, mother pigs, chained up in crates where they can't even turn around for most of their lives. Half the world's pigs are in China, and I looked at the mega farms, the ordinary factory farms, the backyard farms, even the eco farms, and they were every kind of awful. And I vowed there and then that compassion in world farming would go back to China and make a difference. Within 2 or 3 years of a pilot project, more than 1 million pigs a year were living better lives. Compassion in world farming has been great at lobbying politicians, getting animals recognised as sentient beings, getting bans on barren battery cages and veal crates. Now we've got to really focus on the big one. We've got to get governments all around the world to come together around a global agreement to replace factory farming once and for all with a regenerative, compassionate way of producing food. I want to see factory farming end in my lifetime. That's what motivates me, that's what gets me out of bed in the morning. To end factory farming and give animals that better day. It should be obvious to anyone that animals are sentient beings, that they feel pain, that they can suffer, that if we allow them to, they can have an intense feeling of joy. We can see that in dogs. Why should we deny the fact that farm animals feel that way too? What happens to animals matters to them. And that's why it matters to me. And that's why it matters to so many of us. Do we love animals enough to let them be? To let them be free from factory farms and free to be themselves and to enjoy their lives, just like us. Join Compassion in World Farming. Support our campaigns. Take action on your plate. We have the power to change things 3 times a day by eating more plants, less and better meat, milk and eggs from pasture-fed, free-range or organic sources. It's as simple as that. Isn't it, lad? What do you think?